Hello everyone, and welcome to the third video in my series of workflows in the Plant Design Suites for 2016, and we're going to look at drafting some P&IDs within our project. You see on the screen there quickly just all of the different packages within the suites and how they all sort of interact with one another. Some of them being AutoCAD based LXRF back and forth, but last video we created a plant project. And then for this video, we're going to draft some P&IDs for the aforementioned project. So here in my sample set, I've already got some P&IDs created. We've got them as paper space, model space. You can have them all in model space or paper space, I guess, whichever way you want to work. A lot of the things are already set up for you. So there's PIP, ISO, DIN, and JIS. So what I'm going to do here is just from this exchanger, I'm just going to run a line over, and it's a major process line coming from my exchanger up to my tank there. If I mess things up, I can just as easily quickly reverse the flow there as well. You can see it's automatically put in the flow arrows and the break lines. So what I'm going to do is assign some information into it. So I'm going to give it a size. I can do a spec from the pull down. I can type in a spec as well. So I'm going to just give it a service there, and then I'm going to give it a number, and I'm going to place the annotation. So we call the annotation is basically the full text for that line number. So once we've got all of that information in there, we are going to put in a valve. So it's told me that we can't double up on valve numbers, so I've put in my own one there, and you can see if I change the size of that line, then the valve changes the size as well. So one less thing for human interaction to mess up things like valves and pipe sizes. So we can do that for the whole P&ID. Our on-off page connectors can be linked, so you can see there I can click on View Connected, and it takes me straight to that on-off page connector, so the OPC we call that. And also looking at the data manager. So within this project, I'm going to extract a whole list of all the gate valves. So you can see we've got 22 gate valves there. I'm going to export that as an Excel file to my desktop, so I can do either the whole list or just an individual one. So I'm just going to open up that Excel file in Microsoft Excel, and it's going to come up with all of our data there. Now I'm going to populate the manufacturer, so I'm just going to say that it's a Keystone valve, and I'm going to give it a model number, and I'm going to give it a supplier as well. So this is just some of the information we can populate. There are fields in there that we can't modify or edit because they're linked back to databases, so we don't want to touch them or don't need to. So once we've done that, we jump back into our data manager, we import that data. It tells us a warning about a log file, that's fine, and we just go okay. So what the software is going to do now, it's going to cloud any of the changes, and you can see there within the data manager, we can accept or reject one at a time or all of them. So I'm just going to do all of them, and it applies the information, it commits that data back to the database. And if we look at the properties of that valve, you can see we do have all of those values in there as well. So again, you don't have to do all of the data at once. You might do this type of data transfer, a month into the project, 3 months into the project, whatever suits. So that really covers the end of that video. In the next week or two, I'm going to have a look at creating catalogs and specs. If you need to get in touch with me, there's my email. I am based in Australia, and I do look after Autodesk Australia and New Zealand.